If you're brand new to archery, you're probably wondering, what are these skinny sticks coming out of the bow? They're actually called stabilizers, and archers have been experimenting with these since the 1950s. But stabilizers actually play a huge role in how modern bows shoot and feel. They help archers with aiming, vibration reduction, control balance, and overall make bows easier and more forgiving to shoot. Today, we're going to break down what they are, how they work, and why different archers use different setups. So what are stabilizers? At the most basic level, they are rods that come out of the bow and have weights attached to the far end. They used to be short and often made of metal composites, but nowadays are longer, thinner, and made of more advanced materials like carbon fiber. The weights on the end are made of steel, aluminum, tungsten, or other heavy materials. They come in a ton of different lengths, from 6 inches all the way up to 33 inches or more. Some stabilizers, like ours, have extra helpful features like internal damping agents, a wind taper for not getting pushed around by the wind as much, and through holes for tightening securely to your bow. Every stabilizer has a threaded screw for attaching to the bow and a threaded screw for attaching those weights on the end. In a multi-stabilizer setup, there are angled brackets called V-bars or offset mounts for configuring different styles of setups. So what do stabilizers actually do? They help with 3 main things. That is aiming, vibration reduction, and bow balance and behavior. The most important job of a stabilizer is to help the bow aim more steadily. By extending weight farther from the riser, stabilizers increase the bow's resistance to movement. They make the bow feel calmer and less twitchy while aiming. A longer stabilizer with weight at the end is harder to accidentally move around, kind of like how it's easier to balance with your arms stretched out than pinned to your sides. That extra stability helps archers hold steadier on target and use smaller movements to make corrections. The second thing stabilizers do is reduce vibration after the arrow is released. Archery is a game of consistency. The athlete is looking to do this exact same thing with every part of their body and their equipment to within less than a millimeter, and they develop a very high sensitivity to differences from shot to shot. When the bow fires, a huge amount of energy moves down the limbs, down the riser, into the grip, and with nowhere else to go, into your hand and arm. This intensity can mask a lot of those subtleties that an archer needs to evaluate each shot, and over the course of a training session, this can lead to more fatigue. Good stabilizers help absorb and dissipate that energy, sending the vibration down the stabilizers so the bow feels smoother and quieter after the shot. The construction of the stabilizer has a big effect on this, including carbon stiffness, rod geometry, diameter, and internal damping like vibrocore or tungsten powder. A bow without stabilizers will feel loud, harsh, and more difficult to read. But a bow with stabilizers is going to be more comfortable to shoot and feel more controlled. Stabilizers also control how the bow balances in your hand. By changing the rod lengths, side rod positions, and weight amounts, archers can continuously tune how the bow wants to sit during aiming and how it reacts after the shot. Some archers prefer a very stable, heavy setup, while others prefer something lighter and more responsive. But advanced archers know how to use their stabilizers to affect how the bow sits in their hand, aims, jumps, and feels. You might be wondering, if stabilizers are so great, why don't we all just use one perfected setup? Why do we have so many different options out there? Well, bows actually come in different sizes. Someone who's 5'2" is going to shoot a different length bow than someone who's 6'2". And likewise, they will probably shoot bows that are different poundages. There are also different types of bows. Compound bows use cams to store more energy. Recurves use longer limbs with less stored energy but more movement. Recurve archers usually run a front rod, 2 side rods, often use an extension with low to medium mass weight. These setups are slightly less stiff but easier to correct while aiming. Recurve bows have very different shot dynamics, so stabilizer setups are tuned differently to manage balance, feel, and bow reaction. At first, stabilizers might feel confusing or overly technical. At the end of the day, these are just tools to help archers control the way that their bow balances, feels, and reacts after the shot. As archers gain experience, they'll start to play around with factors like length, stiffness, and weight balance to find the perfect setup that works best with them and their shooting style. And that's why stabilizers are a staple of modern target archery. If you'd like to learn more about stabilizers and the RamRods product line, to find out which stabilizer might be perfect for you, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.